Hello, 12 Nation. I am Saahil Kapoor. You're on the Hawk Alert. As you can see today, we have a special guest, my friend Josh Neighbors. He's the host of the Locked On Big 12 and Locked On Nationals. If you love baseball or if you love college sports, make sure to check out his channel. You can also check out his Twitter in the description below. Cue that intro. Today, we're going to be talking about Super Bowl 56. We have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Los Angeles Rams. It was a tough playoff for both these teams. And today, I'm going to be asking Josh a few questions and seeing what he thinks about this upcoming matchup. So, Josh, at the start of the playoffs, did you think that the Bengals would be playing the Rams in the Super Bowl?
No, I think most people would say no. So I thought it would be either the Chiefs. I thought the Chiefs would win the AFC. That was kind of my just consensus thought. Even after I lost the Bengals in the earlier season, I was like, it still feels like the Chiefs are the team to do it out of the AFC. And then I thought it was either going to be the Bucks or the Rams. I've kind of had a feeling on the Rams the entire season. Just feels like they have the most talent on any field they play on. I would even say that with the Chiefs too, the Rams are so talented on both sides of the ball. There actually is no team in the NFL that matches up with them talent-wise. Now, they can be beat. Well, we've seen it multiple times this year. But I still feel like they had a really good chance with just all the guys they had. And the coach has been there before. He's a really smart offensive mind. I'm a huge Matt Stafford guy. If you had told me in the season that would be these two teams, I would have been like, you're kidding. But also, I'm very happy. This is a lot of Super Bowls for me. I'm like, there is either one way I want it to go or both ways I'm like not happy. This is one where no matter who wins, I'm actually very happy for that group and the result they're getting.
Yeah, personally, for us Seahawks fans, we're rooting for the Bengals.
Yes.
We don't want our division rival Los Angeles Rams to win. But yeah, I mean, at the start of the season, people were saying the Bengals are going to be a 4-13 team. No one expected this out of them. And if you watched my wild card preview video, you would have seen that I said the Bengals were going to get bounced first round. I thought the Raiders were going to be them. And I kind of kept doubting the Bengals the whole run against Tennessee, against the Chiefs. I didn't think they would make it this far. And right now, it just seems like the Chiefs are the Bengals are on a different level. Let's go to the next question, which is, for the second straight year, a team has had home field advantage in the Super Bowl. Is this something that the NFL needs to look at?
No, I mean, it's like you pick cities, you pick new stadiums. It's just like there's a slight chance it happens. It just so happened Tampa's warm, so that's why you pick it, right? It's in the rotation for that. It's outdoors, it's warm, it's a good spot. And also during COVID, it was a great spot to have a Super Bowl, considering the fact that you want an event outdoors during COVID if you're going to have some people there.
Yeah.
They were all vaccinated, I believe, too, but it's good to have it outdoors. So that's fine. LA, I mean, you could say it's a home field advantage, but the last two times the 49ers played there, it was basically home field advantage 49ers.
Bit of 49ers.
And you're from California, so you know this. It's not same state, Northern California and Southern California are two completely different places. They're different, basically different states. So those people traveled, you know what I mean? And also 49ers is a big fan base, but it's not big of a problem. And also the other thing is the Super Bowl vibe. It's a very corporate vibe because the tickets are so expensive, right? So you or me, if Josh or Saahil wanted to go, it's like we'd have to place every dollar we owned. Maybe ask our parents for a loan to go to the game. And that, it's still think about somebody who's making, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year. You ask them to pay bare minimum $6,000, $7,000 for a ticket. You ask them then to pay, on top of that, you have flights and hotels and food, all those things. like it's a really expensive trip to go to the Super Bowl. So these things end up being more corporate events, at least Super Bowls do, than the actual, like football games, the fans. So, I mean, I think the Rams will probably have more fans there, but like these things are kind of, a lot of the fans aren't like Rams or Bengals fans. They're like people who are football fans who also have a lot of money, especially in Los Angeles.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. It won't be a dominant fan game for any team, especially since the seats are so expensive. I mean, and also the LA Rams are not like the most popular team in California. They've been back and forth. Everyone knows it's the San Francisco 49ers. And the reason the Niners just had so many people is because half of the Niner fans, like half of LA is a 49er fan base. So that is one reason why. And especially in a Super Bowl like this, it's just where rich people go to have a fun time.
Yeah.
But for sure we'll see Bengals faithful, and we'll definitely see some Rams faithful there.
Yeah.
So you won't see any of that. You'll definitely see a lot of them. What player to you is the leader for the Bengals? Why are they in the Super Bowl? Who is it? Is it a coach? Is it a player? Who is it?
Trey Hendrickson is a difference maker off the edge for them. I mean, he really impacts the game. I know he missed a couple big plays in the end of that game because he was so tired from chasing Patrick Mahomes out of bounds. But to me, Trey Hendrickson's a guy who just, the Bengals didn't have that. That's a big reason they sucked last year. It's like they didn't have that. They didn't have somebody off the edge who's just a guy who can wreck a player. And with that, and they had a lot of guys on defense who made plays. I mean, I know everybody was clowning Eli Apple last week, but like the dude, corner is the hardest position to play, maybe in all of sports, because of the short memory you have to have.
Yeah.
That dude's short memory last week because he made a couple really big plays after getting smoked a couple times. So, they have some guys on, like those guys on defense are the ones that we don't pay attention to. But think about how they limited the Raiders, right? Then go next week. They limited the Titans, all right? And they limited the Chiefs in the second half. They have not been perfect, but they have given their offense enough opportunities. And it feels like if Joe Burrow has the ball in a big spot, like we kind of know it's going to happen. But those opportunities don't come along Saahil unless the defense makes a play and makes it happen for them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, both those games against the Titans and the Chiefs, they were down at some point in the game. Talk about the Chiefs game when they were down 18 points and they came back, and that team has a lot of grit and toughness, and that is definitely one of the reasons they're there. The other team, the Los Angeles Rams, who is their player or coach that is the reason they're here today?
They have a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp is like, so I like, to me, the receivers that I like a lot the most are the guy. Now, I was a huge Calvin Johnson guy, and he's the exception to this rule, but like, I love the dudes who are always open. So
yeah,
before he went crazy, I was a huge Antonio Brown guy. T.Y. Hilton, when he was not injured, was just always open. Cooper Kupp is not the guy who is always open. He's the guy who can always get himself open.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown is like, he's got a lot of athletic traits, so he can find himself open. T.Y. Hilton's really fast. He can always get himself open. Cooper Kupp is like, I'm going to run routes. I'm going to, but not just that. I'm going to understand where is the defense, and how do I adjust my route just slightly to make sure I get this correct and get open. These are not, Cooper Kupp is not running fly patterns, right? He's not running out and ups. This is a guy who is running all, button hooks. This guy is running crossing routes. This guy is running, just traditional out routes. Like, this guy can do it all. He runs the entire tree and then some, and also knows, this is not somebody who's just committing the tree to memory. He understands where is the defense positioned and how can I do that, use that to get open. Also, he's got glue on his hands. I mean, this guy catches, it's like DeAndre Hopkins a couple years ago. He catches everything. You throw it in his direction, he'll catch it. And that's like the reading the corner, making the adjustments, the same thing for making the adjustment when the ball's thrown to you, right? All right, the defender's here, so I adjust my route. Maybe I break a little bit earlier, right? Maybe I push him off 4 yards in as opposed to 6 yards in as I'm supposed to, and that's when I make my break. Well, all right, ball's thrown a bit more to my right. All right, that's fine. I can make the adjustment then and go and get it there. To me, he just, any situation you want, like who do you go to? Who do you go to when you need a big play on third down? I'm throwing the ball to Cooper Kupp every single time. So I know it's the easy answer, but like it's one of those where he is the best receiver in the NFL right now. And it's the reason why is because he's just so damn good at everything that is traditional about the position, his route running, his catching. And also he's a pretty good athlete too. And he can run after the catch a little bit, but not like with the best of them, but he just takes care of all the little things.
Yeah, it's crazy because some NFL fans really say that Cooper Kupp's not top 10, and it's pretty much criminal to say because I mean he's good on every aspect of football. Everyone says, "Oh, the Rams scheme to get the ball in his hands," but that's kind of how football works. You want the ball, you want your best player to get the ball,
and also you can't just suck and like get the ball. It's just like it's not how it works.
Yeah,
like, he's got to be good.
Yes, he has crazy speed, and I don't know if you've seen, but sometimes you just like has these gnarly spin moves. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but sometimes he just catches the ball, spins, and just breaks away. As a Seattle Seahawks fan, he's absolutely torched our team twice. So I've definitely seen Cooper Kupp, and what he's done this year with Matthew Stafford is incredible. And I'm proud and I'm happy for him that he's in the Super Bowl. So the final question for you, Josh, today is who's going to win this game? The Los Angeles Rams open up as 4.5-point favorites. And to me, I think this was a bit called for, right? Because the Rams are the better team roster-wise in this situation, and they're playing in their home stadium. But in your eyes, who is winning this game?
So, I mean, I've been a Joe Burrow bettor and a fan. I took him at 25-1 to win the Heisman after he beat Texas. I was like, that's all I needed to see. The problem for him is, you know, he might get sacked 9 times again. They were switching right guards in that game against Kansas City. They were. And the problem is the best player in football is in the defensive line on the other side. It's not just him. It's guys like Leonard Floyd too. Their line can't be like that. It's going to disrupt everything they want to do. So if the 49ers, if the Rams can put together, you know, like there's no coming back from 18 down against the Rams for the Bengals. Unless they find some miraculous way to account for everybody and their offensive line improves. Now, they played pretty well at times last week, but that's nowhere near the pass rush they're about to see this week. So I'm going with the Rams for the pass rush reason. I'll probably still end up betting on the Bengals because I just can't bet against Joe Burrow. But like, if you had asked me to pick the game, I'm gonna bet. I'm gonna pick the Rams because this game is about blocking and tackling, and I think the one side won't be able to block the guys who will be tackling their quarterback a lot.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a close game, and especially with the type of pass rush that the Rams have. In my opinion, I think they have the best pass rush in the NFL. They have guys like Aaron Donald, like we said, and Von Miller, Leonard Floyd, Sebastian. They have so many names, and it's going to be very hard for the Cincinnati Bengals line that gave up, I believe, 8 sacks against Tennessee. And Tennessee has a really great pass rush, but I think the Rams have it even better. I mean, Tennessee has Harold Landry. They have other guys, but the Rams are on a different level, like we saw last week. So it's going to definitely be hard for Cincinnati, and there's certain areas where they need to really strive. I think running the ball is their best form of play right now. Getting Joe Mixon the ball is the best thing they can do this game. Because Joe Mixon, I know it's a tough line, but their rushing performances are not that great. Their pass rush performances are amazing. Against the run, they're not the best in the league. And I think Joe Mixon could definitely find some open holes and really lead this Bengals team. Any last comments, Josh?
No, man. I enjoyed coming on today. Thanks for letting me on.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hopefully we see you again. Make sure to follow the Hawk Alert on Instagram and Twitter and subscribe. Thank you very much. See you soon.